gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard, homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gonna murder that.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Die Hard Ebru in the place to be. As you can see, yeah, man, we are back in business, man. I took a long hiatus this summer, man. I got a chance to travel a little bit. I usually take 4 weeks vacation off in the summertime, man. And this time around, I just utilized that to like kind of de-stress and kind of like, whatever. Anyway, that's over now, man. Season's about to start in about 43 more days or so. So we got like 6 weeks, whatever the math is. We got about 6 weeks or so before the season starts. So it's time to get busy, man. I'm basically going to be putting out a podcast every day. You know what I'm saying? So, got to get the algorithm popping. That's number one. But number two, man, I have a lot to say this summer that I just didn't get a chance to say. And we're going to get busy, man. So, yeah, man, shout out to people that's popping in, people that will pop in, people that will pop in, that haven't popped in a while. Where you been at, Ebru? I'm right here, man. So shout out to John Daniel Berry Sports, who's always here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the support. Chris Burks in the place says welcome back. Got Woodshed in the place. That's good to see. Woodshed with the what do you call the red and black lumberjack. I don't see no hat to match though. You know what I'm saying? Showing my age a little bit. You got Survey 100 people always in the place to be. But yeah, man, we got to get into the content. Talk about some Knicks stuff, man. Right off the bat, let's talk about this fucking guy here, James Dolan, man. Like the media is always looking for a way to like bash this guy or put him in a bad light. But I don't see this report here by Adrian Wojnarowski. I don't see what's the big deal here, because as an owner, like even like a union, like if you're part of a union and you work, let's say you work for a union and whatever, and there's things happening on with policies and stuff like that. You don't have to agree with it, and then you grieve it and you fight for it. If you don't agree with it, and that's exactly what James Dolan's been doing. He doesn't agree with how they're dealing with things there as far as revenue sharing and stuff like that. So I'm just glancing through it. It says the board of governors obtained by ESPN. Dolan continues to take issue with the league office, and it tells teams that he'll vote no on league proposed operating budgets. So that's not any news really. Dolan cites the lack of transparency on both processes. The vote is set for Tuesday in New York. So like I said, that's what happens all the time. You got arbitrators and stuff like that. What do you call collective bargaining and things of that nature. You bring up your points to the meeting, say, listen, I don't agree with this. I want to grieve it, and then you just fight through it like that. I'm in a union, and that's what happens all the time. We have union issues right now every day about policy and about procedures that they've changed without union approval. You know what I'm saying? So that happens all the time with management. So it's up to somebody to speak up if you don't like it. Somebody speak up and say something, and then you bring it to the table. You talk about it. Maybe things won't get rectified. Maybe they will. Maybe some things might get rectified. Maybe some things won't. But at least the conversation needs to be had. And I just think it's bugged out, because I don't know if you guys notice in this picture here that Dolan has his belt in his hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where did they find this picture? Because this is probably like one of the best pictures that he's taken recently. He kind of looks good, man. His hair looks good. You know what I'm saying? He has that sleepy look. I got a sleepy look, so it's not no diss to him. But he looks fantastic, man. To tell you the truth. But he's sitting there with his belt in his hand. So like, where the hell did they find that picture, man? So It is what it is, man. But I just want to talk about Dolan real quick. Another account we could talk about is on the Big Nick Energy. Shout out to them because I won uh 2K25 from them yesterday, and it's in the mail. So as soon as I get it, I'll show it on online and stuff like that, and we could talk about that. For just for more content and stuff, man. But he reposted a video of Devin Booker popping up to West Fourth Street. So he looks like Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan with the leather jacket and the baggy Levi's and cowboy boots with a white t-shirt, looking like the Fonz out here. But pulled up to West Fourth Street. You know what I'm saying? That's an iconic place to play there. You can see the Messiah there from Queens. He's there showing up, showing love to the Devin Booker. All the usual suspects that you always see at West Fourth Street is there. Shout out to them. I used to go there in the early 2000s and play pickup every once in a while. That's when I was actually playing ball all the time. It was a different cast of characters. I can't remember people's names and stuff, but I know a lot of guys remember the mayor. Basically, I forgot money's name, but he usually does play by play, scorekeeping and stuff like that for the West Fourth tournament. He died this year, I believe. He died this year, so a lot of memories from this court, man. I mean, I played a couple, like I said, I played some games there. Usually pickup. I play pickup here. So it just brings back memories and stuff. Just watching everybody hanging out there. You could just pull up. It's New York City. You could find a game at any time, especially back in the days. Always find really good competition. Nowadays, I'm not really too sure. I'm not really in the mix there, but it's cool to see Devin Booker pop up. It's becoming like a social media thing where guys pop up just for content purposes. So looks like he just showing up, not really going to stay too long. Look like he might have something to do. Kind of just want to flash by real quick and show love to some people and then run out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But of course, the tagline is as booked to the Knicks confirmed. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shout out to Big Nick Energy, but they've been getting in trouble lately for posting stuff, ahead of time without really waiting to see, But it is what it is, man. So shout out to them for giving me the gift. I won their contest that they had. And shout out to Devin Booker for popping up to West 4th Street showing love to New York here, Doesn't really, as you can see, like he really doesn't want to be seen, because the guys playing don't even know he's there. There's a game going on and guys don't even know he's there. So that's interesting, man. But let's get into some Knicks, man. I see some more people popping in. Shout out to everybody that's popping in. I see my man Kareem Grant is in the place. I see Kev, my man Kev, host the co-host of Knicks and Ish. Knicks and Ish. Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you in there. But let's get into some Knicks stuff, man. Let's talk about the bench. So this is an old post here, just talking about the three best benches, not best benches, but basically best teams in the East. You're talking about Philadelphia, Boston, and the Knicks. You could throw other teams in the mix there, but just take a look at their benches. We can start with the world champions. You're talking about the Celtics there. They got the backup point guard number 11. Number 20 was somebody they picked up from Memphis. He didn't really play too much in the playoffs, but he is on the roster, a little bit of muscle there. They basically brought him in there to play against the Knicks. He didn't get that opportunity. A couple other guys here, number 30. That's I forgot his name. Hauser. Hauser can shoot the three. Of course, my man, the Dominican Prince there, number 42, he can shoot the three at the center spot. Number 12, I'm not really too sure. I can't remember what money's name is there. If you guys can tell me in the chat. But this is their bench. Just kind of, the Celtics kind of have an underwhelming bench, but these guys bring it though, especially Hauser. Hauser can shoot that three. Number 11 can shoot the three also. I forgot his name as well. But he could play make, he can shoot the threes, fearless. He plays defense and stuff like that. So they have those kind of grunt guys that don't really have a name. Just moving along here, just take a look at Philadelphia real quick. These are some of the guys in Philly. You got Drummond just popped up on Philly again, to be MB's backup. MB's always hurt, so Drummond has an opportunity to play there. They got a couple young guys there, but look at the veterans. You got Lowry, you got keep forgetting money's name here, but he's a shooter. But like I said, the names don't really matter. But just the faces that you see here, nothing really jumps out at you that really scares the hell out of you as far as Philadelphia's bench. But they do have a good bench. You got to give them credit for what it is. Just moving along here, as you can see, they have big men there. But look at the Knicks. The Knicks, only big man we really have here is Precious, and everybody else basically plays the same position. You want to say Josh Hart is a power forward? I don't know. If you think that, then you have a warp thinking about basketball, especially Precious at center. Precious is not a center. Precious is a power forward. Then you got DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo played a lot of small four for us at times. That's not something that we need not make a habit. But you also got Deuce there, and you got Mr. What do you call Ice Age there, number 22, as the backup point guard. Also, another person that's not there is Tyler Kolek, whatever. He might actually squeeze some minutes out, man. But this is the bench. The Knicks have a really strong perimeter team here, and Precious brings some depth to the front court. But what's missing, guys? You came here to see the center conversation here, man. But what's missing out of the mix here? We need a backup center because Mitchell Robinson. Let's face it, Mitchell Robinson. You guys know you tuned into this channel. I'm never gonna have anything good to say about Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is an effort player, and that's really it. He's an effort player. The guy doesn't bring any anything vocal to the defense, where he's not directing traffic on the defense. He's basically just playing on instincts and athleticism, which is fine. He got some strength and stuff, but he doesn't use his strength to really bully anybody. He doesn't use his strength to post up or anything of that nature. But Mitchell Robinson does bring that value as an effort player. If Mitchell Robinson is not bringing the effort, or if he's not dominating that effort matchup with his opponent, then he's basically obsolete. If the other player seems is a 3-point shooter, like you have players on the Celtics, if you have 3-point shooters at the center spot with Kristaps and Horford and stuff like that, then Mitchell Robinson becomes obsolete because now he's chasing perimeter players, and then people confuse that as, oh, see, Mitchell Robinson got to guard the whole perimeter. No, he doesn't. Because that's a disrespect to all the great defenders that the Knicks have, and the Knicks don't have any weak defenders on the roster right now. You could talk about Julius Randle all you want, but Julius Randle is not that bad of a defender. He's adequate, to put out there to play in the NBA. He's not complete trash like Fournier. Fournier was a cone. Julius Randle's not a cone. Julius Randle could play his position defensively. You know what I'm saying? So there's no weak spots on the Knicks perimeter. So Mitch Robinson is not picking up the slack from other people on the perimeter, at least not anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's a tight excuse. So what else does Mitchell Robinson bring to the table that can help us here? So that's what we're going to talk about here. So shout out to Knicks Music. Knicks Music posted this, but this is Windhorse here. So Windhorse is LeBron James' mouthpiece, but he's now making a name for himself with ESPN as a expert commentator on the side. He's been talking a lot about the Knicks lately, especially since the Knicks have been winning. So now like the big thing is now we got to put the Knicks as a spotlight team where we have to talk about them, and not just a jokingly way. We have to talk about them in a serious way because as you can see with this depth chart here, you got the guards, you got Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo, McBride, Cameron Payne and Kolek. That's a great guard rotation there. As far as if it's injury, we have plenty of talent to take over there. So I'll talk about that on another pod. Forward, you got Randall, you got Bridges, OG. You got Bates Diop, and you got Okike, which is somebody that's new to the roster. They just added him there. He's basically been invited to the training camp, but he has some talent. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. As far as centers, they got Mitchell Robinson there. They got Precious listed as center. And for some reason, they got Diade. I can't pronounce Money's name, but they got the kid that we drafted. He's not a center. He's a small forward, but he got him listed as a center. That's whatever. I can't pronounce his name, but he's the French kid that we drafted in the first round. He's not a center, but he got him listed as a center. He's really like a forward. You know what I'm saying? But we don't really have much center options. I don't look at Precious as a center. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. But in this little video here, he mentions Robert Williams. So I'll let it play in the background as that goes on. Robert Williams is popping up in the conversation now because he's been hurt. I think he tore his ACL or something like that. As you can see, Walker Kessler is there also. So here goes Williams there. Williams is a really good finisher, able to get to the basket, dunk and stuff. As far as blocking shots, as you can see here in the highlight, able to protect the rim. He's 6'8", I believe. He's not really tall, 6'9" maybe. You see Walker Kessler's always in the right place at the right time. So the little things like that is what we need from the center spot. We don't necessarily need like world beaters at the center because we have so much depth on the team. We just need an insurance policy. So as you can see here, Basketball Reference, it looks like Robert Williams is listed at 6'9", 237. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of 237, man, I am 250. I'm 253 right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's down from 265. So the kid is losing weight. But as you can see, I weigh more than Robert Williams, and he's an NBA center. So, yeah, yeah, the weight is too heavy, man. So it's crazy. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I see, Shot Prowls in the place corrected me here with Eric Gordon, Mr. Eric Gordon. What used to be one of my favorite players coming out of college and stuff. He actually played in the backcourt with Derrick Rose in high school. You know what I'm saying? So he was one of my favorite players, and then he ended up getting hurt again. So he's always been hurt, but now he's became really a 3-point shooter. So him added to Philly is actually pretty good. He's replacing Buddy Hield basically, what he did there. So real quick, I see some questions here. Let me see. See my man Kareem Grant got a question. What are you talking about here? Kareem, he says, with all the players we have now, do you think Tibbs has no absolutely not excuses? Absolutely not. I don't want to hear that cat talking about, oh yeah, I watched the games and this, that, and the other. What the stuff that he was feeding us the last couple seasons. I don't want to see none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely is no excuse, man, because we have a full roster. The one excuses that I guess you could have, man, is that certain guys are just not gonna play. As you can see the depth chart, Deuce is not gonna play. Maybe Cam Payne is not gonna play, and probably Tyler Kolek's not gonna play either. So those guys are all gonna be wait and see. But once it's time for those guys to play, who's gonna be the one to be called first? That's gonna be interesting, man. Back to let me see if anybody else has any questions here. All right, so you guys just sharing pleasantries and stuff. So since we're here, let me just say what's up. I got Space Ghost. What's up, man? Good to see the familiar faces. You got Stop Flossing TV. What's good, man? He said much love, Knicks family. Love your time. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Stop Flossing TV. I think that might be the first time I've seen you guys, man. So I'll keep a note of it and take a look and see what you got going on YouTube. You got David L in the place. He says Robert hurt more than Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, man. That's the main thing there. That's what I was going to talk about next, man. But he is always hurt, man. So we'll get into that in a second. Um, he said we need an ambulance. Yeah, man. We definitely need like a medical staff on staff just in case something was to happen, man. But also too, I like the fact that we got Mark Bryan on the team because we need guys to play smarter. Mitchell Robinson doesn't play smart. That's why he's always hurt. And that's my gripe with Mitchell Robinson. He can't finish inside, man. Let's say if he gets a rebound, he's always trying to go up and dunk it. He can't make free throws. He's crying about it that he wants to get more touches, shooting threes, and that type of thing. Or at least fans are talking about that. But the guy can't make a simple layup. He can't make he can't just get the rebound turn and get a hook shot. When he does do that, it looks like the whole world opens up. Even if him on the perimeter making a quick move to the basket, like it just opens up the whole world, man. It's almost like look watching a unicorn move out there, like for real, not just Chris Stapps, but Mitchell Robinson moving around in that way, trying to score, is almost unstoppable with the long arms, athleticism, and strength. He has the cheat code, but throughout all the years that he's played in the NBA, he's never developed these basic skills that big men have. And that's the reason why we keep talking about these centers, man. So I'm trying to breeze through this, man, because I kind of want to run through some other topics here. But yeah, I'm just taking a look at what you guys are saying. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's just a brand. I get it. It's just a band-aid there. But it's something to talk about. It's just something to talk about for the time being. But as you can see, Robert Williams, been hurt a lot. Let's take a look at that. Projected stats there. I like to look at 36 minutes per game stats. So as projected stats, if he played 36 minutes, he would get 13 and 11, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Excellent field goal percentages. As you can see, the 3-point shot, he does shoot three sometimes. You got him shooting 35%. So he can shoot the three. He moves pretty well at 6'9". He's basically the same size as Precious, but he's a little bit more I want to say tougher than Precious. Precious has a little bit more finesse and athleticism to his game. Robert Williams got some athleticism too, so they're very similar players. But I think Robert Williams is more cut for like the inside, kind of like rugged post kind of player, man. He's pretty good, man. So he's worth the conversation. But like I said, he is the same size of basically as Precious, so that's something to think about. So another person here that's basically the same size as Mitchell Robinson, 7 foot 245, and I still weigh more than this cat. You know what I'm saying? So at 245, this guy can't move me out the post, man. I'm 252. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they call him the Sheriff. Speaking of nicknames, Robert Williams is called Time Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be like the illest nickname that I've ever heard. I didn't get a chance to research why they call him Time Lord, but I guess it's because he's always spending time on the injured list, right? But let's take a look at Walker here. Kessler Walker, 36-minute stats. You can take a look at that real quick. Same thing, 13. You got 12 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists, zero point 0.7, and 3.6 blocks, which is pretty good. There's a stat that I came across. Talking about his defensive field goal percentages. Defending the rim and stuff like that. Since he's been in the league, he's been one of the top players walking in the gym at that stat. So basically, he does his job as a center, defending the rim and stuff like that. But he also gets dunked on a lot too, man. So somebody that's always there, to defend on the inside. Sometimes he's gonna get the block, or maybe get the stop, or change the shot, or maybe get the ball handler to pass the ball. But a lot of times, man, if the guy's got bounce, he's gonna get banged on sometimes, man. So it is what it is. Patrick Ewing had his fair share with that, throughout the years. But his stats is right there. He's only playing 23 minutes there. As you can see, his stats are very similar to Mitchell Robinson's. One thing about Mitchell Robinson is that like his assists are trash. Mitchell Robinson, and his free throw percentage is trash. Walker Kessler doesn't really do much more than that either. As I see, 51 and 60%. So this is basically the white Mitchell Robinson. The only difference is that Walker Kessler can actually make layups and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you give him the ball inside, he can make a simple layup without trying to dunk it for no reason, man. But the free throw percentage is a problem. As far as Robert Williams, take a look at their free throw percentage. His free throw percentage is about I would say like average for a big man. 60s to 70s. He hit 77 last year. 77 is good, but for his career is 66. It's still not really a good free throw percentage there. But I didn't look up Mitchell Robinson, but I guess we could do that here. Um, Mitchell Robinson basketball reference. So we could take a look at his stats there, just to contrast there. Let's take a look at his height. They got him listed at 240 for pounds and 7 feet. 36-minute stats. Where is it at? They got him at 10 points. They got him 12 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.4 steals, 2 blocks per game. Free throw percentage is 48%, man. See, my thing is with the 3-point, I mean, with the free throw percentages, if you're shooting 48%, you should not even be in an NBA game. I don't give a fuck how athletic you are and what your defensive skills are. If you're shooting 48% from the free throw, I feel like you shouldn't play, because he's not like he's Dwight Howard or Shaq, where you give him the ball and he's a bucket on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Or he's like really dominant defensively to the point where people are scared of him. People are not really scared of Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's a good defensive player. Nobody's really scared of him. So, I personally, I wouldn't, I would have gotten rid of him a long time ago. I know how you guys feel about that. But like I said, like, for those that they're gonna watch this and say, oh, this guy, Ebro don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He gets so emotional about Mitchell Robinson. But yo, man, I just showed 2 guys that are just like him. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 guys that are just like him that we could pick up. We could actually pick up both of them if we really wanted to. Talking about Utah is probably gonna want to fleece us, and I think with Portland, I think they'll be content with whatever we can come up with. The Knicks have excess guards, so we could get a Robert Williams and a Walker Kessler, and possibly trade Mitch Robinson also, and then we'll get 2 guys that do exactly what he does. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It is what it is. But let's take a look at centers around the league. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Hoops Hype. So shout out to Hoops Hype. I'm a big fan of Hoops Hype, man. So I'm gonna see what I can do with them. But this is centers here. But I'm gonna take a look at what you guys are saying here. I think I saw somebody just dropped a question. They go Space Ghost. I see Space Ghost put a question there. He says, "Do you think Mitchell will be ready for season opener?" I have a feeling we don't see him until December. If we don't see him until December, I think that's horrible, man. Because who are we gonna play? We're gonna have to play Jericho Sims. I believe Jericho Sims might have had some issues also, surgery wise and stuff like that. Julius Randle just coming off a shoulder surgery, man. So Precious is there. So we do have the bodies to put into the spots. You know what I'm saying? But who wants to start the season like this? And like I said, Mitchell Robinson doesn't bring so much where we say, "Oh my God, we need Mitchell Robinson." Nah, it's not really the case. There's quite a few guys that we could have picked up during the offseason that would have been stark upgrades to what Mitchell Robinson does. One thing I got to make clear too is that Mitchell Robinson is valuable. But I would prefer to have another player in there to split time with him, because I don't want Mitchell Robinson playing no more than 20, 23, 22 minutes per game. I would really like to keep him around 18 minutes per game, where he could just do what he does, and then we'll have somebody else come in and they do what they do. And then we could possibly mix in some other players too, as I'll talk about at the end. Let's take a look at some centers here. This is the top 30 centers according to Hoops Hype. So this list is interesting because none of the players mentioned are in this list. So Mitchell Robinson is not on this list. We got Walker Kessler is not on this, and Robert Williams is not on this list. You know what I'm saying? So, but some of the other players that I did mention here from Boston and from not from Philly, those guys are not on the list, but from Boston, both players are on the list. So let's scroll down and take a look at what they're saying here. So of course I got a little. Oh, there you go. I thought I had like a little glitch going on here. So of course you got Jokic, this goes without saying. You got MB goes without saying also. Uh Anthony Davis is interesting because he doesn't want to play center, but he's ended up playing center due to the way the NBA is. He's the biggest player on the court at all times. Good post player and stuff like that. He could defend the rim, rebound. So just out of default, he has to play center. So just talking about him. Anthony Davis is there, of course. They got him listed at number 3. Wembanyama is probably going to be number 1 really soon. Led the league in blocks. I want to say he should have been defensive player of the year. But he's up there at number 4. Still got about 26 more names to throw out there. You got Sabonis. Sabonis is a power forward, but he's been playing center again because in today's NBA, the skill set of Sabonis is more suited for the center spot. He doesn't he doesn't defend the paint. He can't rebound. I mean, he can't block shots, but he can rebound the hell out that ball, man. 13 rebounds per game, 19 points per game, 8 assists per game. He controls the game, from the post with the passing and rebounding and scoring and stuff like that. 3-point shooting also at 37%. So, he belongs on this list at number 5. Scrolling down there, you got Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo might be the dirtiest player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But he gets the job done. Mitchell Robinson cannot guard Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo has his way with Mitchell Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So it goes without saying. So let's just keep it scrolling here. Another player, Rudy Gobert, is supposed to be very similar to Mitchell Robinson, right? Rudy Gobert disappears in the playoffs because people are not afraid of him, even though he's won a bunch of defensive player of the years. But people are not really afraid to go against him. Case in point, this guy, Jalen Brunson, goes right at him, right to his chest, and lays up right on his chest, man, every single time. So Rudy Gobert is what he is, but Rudy Gobert can get rebounds. He can turn in the paint and he can score if you give him the ball. 14 points per game, 12 rebounds. What else? 1.3 assists. You got 2.1 blocks, 66% field goal. I don't see any free throw percentages. That doesn't really matter. He doesn't shoot threes at all, but it doesn't matter. The guy plays center really well. If the Knicks had Rudy Gobert instead of Mitchell Robinson, we'll probably be like clear championship contenders, just for the simple fact the way that he plays his position. So he does belong there at number 7. Scrolling down, we got Sungun. Now Sungun might actually need to be jacked up a little higher, man. As far as his stats, 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.2 steals per game. Blocks per game is not up there, but he does block shots. He can shoot the 3 also. Only 29%, but from a center standpoint, he can shoot the 3 pretty good. 53% from the field. So if you want to talk about somebody fantasy wise, this guy is a fantasy beast. So if you're looking to win fantasy, look to see if you can get Sungun in the next draft. But he belongs there at number 8, man. But he should be a little bit higher. But we'll see. He's still young, so he got time on his hands. Keep scrolling here. Chet Holmgren is there. His skill set is growing. He's really like a small forward. He would have been a small forward in like the late 90s, 80s, late 90s. He would have been a small forward. He just reminds me of players like what's money's name? I can't really think. Let's say like Larry Nance. He kind of reminds me of guys like Larry Nance. But Larry Nance was basically like almost 7 feet tall, but he played small forward. He really couldn't shoot the 3, but he could score on the inside. He could handle. He could block shots. That's what Chet Holmgren reminds me of. But Chet Holmgren in this league, is a center. You know what I'm saying? But with his counterpart, which is the old Knick player, is actually on this list also. And we were talking about Hartenstein. Hartenstein is actually on this list also. But Chet Holmgren is a center listed, but he'll probably play more power forward next to Hartenstein next year. So anyway, Chet Holmgren belongs on this list here. So scrolling down, Kristaps is always hurt. That's why he's so far down here. Still a 20-point a game score. Still could shoot that 3 like nobody's business. Could block shots. Can finish on the inside. Can drive the basketball. Only problem with him is that he can't stay healthy. But still 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.9 blocks per game, 37% from the 3. So he's a good basketball player, man. So he definitely belongs on this list. Miles Turner, people will immediately say that Mitch Robinson needs to go ahead of this guy. It's not true, man. If you remember watching him playing in the in the playoffs, he was shooting the three. He was shooting the three. He was faking, driving to the basket, blocking shots, getting key rebounds, and that type of thing. He belongs on this list. You know what I'm saying? He definitely belongs on this. If the Knicks had a player like this just to stretch the floor and give him the ball, he could turn and get hook shots in the lane and drive off of cuts and finish on the inside without having to try to dunk it every single time. I just think that we'll be a better team if we had a player like that at center. Jared Allen's another guy that Mitch Robinson already embarrassed him in the playoffs 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, through an 82 game season, if you need to give him the ball and try to and need him to score it in key moments, Jared Allen could do that. Is Jared Allen a pussy? That's debate. That's up for debate. You know what I'm saying? But as far as skill set and what he brings to the table, he brings a clear skill set that can help a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? So he does belong on this list, and he gets there at number 12. You got Nikola Vucevic, former All-Star, still up there with 18 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Good percentages overall, 48%. This year only 29% for three. This 3-point shooting is usually more than this, but he belongs on the list. Just keep scrolling down. They got Naz Reid is a guy that comes off the bench. The Knicks probably should have went after this guy. You want to talk about his stat line here: 13 points per game, 5 rebounds. This is also in not as many minutes. He wasn't getting necessarily starters minutes. The blocks per game will be up more if he started, especially the steals too. You know what I'm saying? So Naz Reid is a really good basketball player. He's from the New York City area, from Jersey, so he belongs on this list though. Just keep it scrolling here. You got DeAndre Ayton. He might be like the most overconfident player in the NBA, and probably like the most underachieving player in the NBA. 16 points per game, 11 rebounds, 1 steal, not even a block per game. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, if he had like the heart of a lion, and he's a Leo. I think he was born on July 24th or something like that. So he's a Leo, and he plays like the cowardly lion, but he has confidence as if he's doing something. So I just don't understand this kid, but he belongs in the list. You got Dirk Lively, rookie, showing what he did in Dallas, but he belongs on the list too. Active player, can finish on the inside. He's not all about dunking, not just all effort, but he is an effort player. But he does a lot of good things out there as far as being able, having good hands, getting to the basket, talking on defense and that type of thing. He brings a lot to the table there. He's only going to get better. Nicholas Claxton, people say that Mitch Robinson's better than him, and that is not the case, man. Just year after year, this guy's been putting up better stats than Mitch Robinson. 11 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. You got 2.1 blocks per game. Still same field goal percentages, but he doesn't always play above the rim. He still can play below the rim, get you like little chippy baskets, turnarounds in the lane, and that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he deserves to be on the list. Isaiah Hartenstein, we've seen him for half a season already. What he brought to the table as far as that floater game that he brought to the table, the passing, blocking shots, rebounding, and stuff like that. As an overall thing, he definitely belongs on this list as far as top 30 centers in the NBA. If you want to talk about his defense against Embiid, Embiid averages 30 points per game against everybody in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to destroy everybody. Mitch Robinson seems to play Embiid a lot better. Only because Embiid is trying to be that bully, push people around and stuff, and Mitchell Robinson is looking to get that contact. That plays right into what Mitch Robinson wants to do. But as you can see, Embiid was able to bully Mitchell Robinson, and Mitchell Robinson didn't have any fight back. He didn't give it back to him, and so that's a big problem. Brooke Lopez is still on this list. As old as he is, he can shoot the 3, rebound, and all that. Keep it scrolling. Got number 20. Daniel Gafford is on this list because he came from Washington, earned his contract in Washington, but really earned it when he went to Dallas, becoming their starting center and stuff like that, doing a lot of dirty work and stuff like that. So this is why he is there. The block shots is 2.2 per game. Got 11 points, 7 rebounds. But his ability to play within the team, get his team hype, galvanize his team and stuff like that. Be available, with playing with stars, being available to get the pass and stuff on the inside, as far as not just alley oops and stuff like that, but just being able to cut to the basket and make plays that way. Especially with Luka looking for guys to cut. He fit that to perfection. I'm not sure if Mitchell Robinson would be able to function well in an offense like that. Joseph Nurkic, he's kind of low at number 21. Fills up the stat sheet: 10 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Great percentages all around. He just doesn't stay healthy. That's the problem with him. If the Knicks had this guy, we would be we would really be pretty high on the championship contending list here, man. So I actually like Nurkic. I don't know if it's possible to get him. He's actually tough. He'll fight you. So that's one thing. He's going to protect his teammates. That's something that Mitchell Robinson has yet to show, in my opinion. I keep going at Mitchell Robinson. I don't really mean to, but I'm just looking at it. You got Jonas Valanciunas, another tough guy. 12 points per game, 8 rebounds. Just a strong dude. Can shoot the three, finish on the inside. That's what he brings to the table. No defense, though. He's getting slower as he gets older. Bobby Portis, big balls on Bobby Portis, man. You know what I'm saying? Can shoot the three, finish on the inside, very tough. It would be great to have him back on the Knicks, man. He definitely fits what we need perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But he's the property of the Milwaukee Bucks, man. So I believe he might have got an extension, right? Did he get an extension? He's gonna earn $12 million on this year, it says. But he's pretty good, man. Scrolling down, we got Mark Williams. So now we get into players that why is it Mitchell Robinson over Mark Williams? Mark Williams is a good basketball player. He does everything Mitchell Robinson does, but like I said, Mark Williams can get the ball, bounce it, spin in the lane, and make a hook shot. Or if he can catch it and instead of always trying to dunk it, he can come in there and make a nice little layup. And on top of that, he can make his free throws. From what I'm if I'm not mistaken. Scrolling down, he goes another player, Clint Capella. Mitchell Robinson showed Clint Capella, what he can do. But Clint Capella's been basically a double-double for the better part of his career. You know what I'm saying? So he's a veteran now, and we would be better off if we had Clinton Capella on this team. Scrolling down, Zubac. I really like Zubac. I was hoping that we can probably try to steal him this offseason. He ended up signing a contract with the Clippers. I really like Zubac. He's tough. He can get into the lane. He dunks on cats. He takes charges. He defends his teammates and that type of thing. So I really like what Zubac brings to the table. Scrolling down, we got Jalen Duran. This is a guy that Nick should have just drafted. But we ended up trading that pick, and the story goes on, we do things for a reason. But Jalen Duran would have been nice to have on the roster if he was to keep him around. He has a really strong base. Somebody that you can get the ball and eventually, he's going to be able to score on the inside. Just not at will, but he's going to be one of those guys where he can be like a hammer on the inside, give him the ball and he'll be able to, get quick buckets on the inside, especially with his footwork and stuff like that, man. So he is pretty good. 3-point shot, he can shoot the three, but he hasn't really done that in the NBA yet. But he's a good basketball player, man. We probably should have kept him. 13 and 11 rebounds per game. Block shots is not really there, but he does move his feet and he's pretty strong on the inside, man. So let's keep on scrolling here. We got Horford. Old man Horford made it here at number 28. Reason being is that he was able to come in and start. When Kristaps was hurt. So this guy is ageless. I don't know when he's ever going to retire, man, but he still brings you production, when you need it. Rebounding, still can get up there with 6 rebounds per game, limited minutes. He really can shoot that three, though. 41% is elite at the position. You know what I'm saying? So further down, we got Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter Jr. is a guy that I wanted to try to pick up. 11 rebounds per game, 6 rebounds per game. You got 11 points. His 3-point shot is 37%, man. 52% from the field. He's somebody that would have escalated us to elite status. As far as just what he brings to the table. It might not be like a 20-point a game score type of thing, but we don't need that. Somebody with the skill set to be able to do multiple things from a position, it just opens up so many doors for everybody else. And that's what I would like to bring to the table. Well, here's one guy here. He's listed at number 30 for them. And this is Steve Adams. Steve Adams made the list, and he didn't even play last year. I don't even think he played the year before. He's had like this weird injury here. I don't. Let me see if they say anything about it. But he had a weird injury. The thing about him then is that he's like a hammer. Also, if you give him the ball, he can finish on the inside. He's going to be an enforcer, not a nasty enforcer, but somebody that's going to step in and keep his players safe. And this is what this guy brings to the table, Steve Adams. Steve Adams will keep his players safe. And that's something that I've always knocked a guy like Mitchell Robinson, man. We need somebody to keep our guys safe. I don't think he does that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he does that. So I was trying to get through that, man. But it's a lot to talk about as far as these players. I'm trying to get through it really quick, because when it comes down to it, we're probably going to have to rely on one person in particular to help us out. And I'll get to him in a second. I want to see what you guys got going on here. I see a super chat, Mr. Mike K here. This is the Mike Doctor. What's good, man? Say, hey, Die Hardy with the $5 super chat. He says, let's say the NBA allowed a female player on the roster. Who would you rather have on the Knicks, Mitch Robinson or Caitlin Clark? Holy shit! I tell you one thing, I would like to have Angel Reese, on the Knicks, man, with her ability to rebound and stuff. But she's becoming known like almost like an Andre Drummond out there, with all the extra, slapping and whapping up there to get rebounds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But she's gonna be a great player going forward. But as far as Caitlin Clark, I wouldn't want Caitlin Clark because we got so many guards on this team. Where is she gonna play? So that's my take on that, man, Mr. Mike K. You know what I'm saying? But Caitlin is dope. She's gonna be like she's basically the NBA's Pistol Pete right now. WNBA. Shout out to On Deals. I see On Deals in the place. Shout out to On Deals. If you're not following On Deals on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing, man. He does a good job with that. What else we got going on here before we get on here? So anyway, this all leads us to my man Julius Randle. All roads lead to Julius Randle. Julius Randle has two busted shoulders. He looked like I mentioned in the last podcast, which I did yesterday. Guys, please check it out. Not too many people have viewed that, but that's because the algorithm is low, so you guys probably couldn't see it. So I did do a pod yesterday, so you can check that out. Kind of just an introductory pod for Latrell Sprewell's birthday and stuff like that, man. But like I said, I'm gonna get busy. I'm basically gonna do a pod every day, so look forward to that. But we're gonna talk about Julius Randle. This is when Julius Randle dropped 17 assists. This was a couple seasons ago. This is when we had RJ Barrett and all those other guys on the roster. But it's relevant because Julius Randle doesn't need to really score now. We have Brunson that can take the brunt of scoring, but when it comes to passing the ball and finding other teammates, Julius Randle does a fantastic job at that, man. So let's take a look at this highlight video here while I'm talking. So this is him here. He got 18 points, 10 rebounds, 17 assists. This is Julius able to quickly move that ball to find Alec Burks for the 3-point shot. I can see Mikal Bridges in there. He goes Bridges again. I mean my man there again. I can see Bridges in all these the first couple plays here. Julius Randle finding him. Look at Bullock in the corner. This is an old video. So I can see Julius Randle finding his players. He goes inside again. I can see OG there coming in there for a nice little layup. He goes Julius driving, into the corner. I can see OG with a nice little floater on the inside. Here he goes again on the inside for a nice cutting player. I can see Mikal Bridges, OG on those cuts. Here he goes. I can see Mikal Bridges coming around that screen there off a pass from Julius. Here goes another trailing shot there. I can see Mikal Bridges in these roles there. So just imagine your all these Knicks players in these spots where Julius Randle is finding. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, we're talking about Alec Burks, we're talking about Frank Ntilikina and Bullock, and basically the bums of the Knicks the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But now we're talking about players that could start on most teams. OG, Mikal Bridges, you're talking about Josh Hart, you're talking about DiVincenzo. These are the players he's going to be passing to now. So there's going to be a lot. If Julius Randle can unlock his game, Julius Randle is really gonna show some people something. It goes even Nerlens Noel shooting on the jumper there. I can see Precious in that role. Here he goes again. I can see Mikal Bridges and what Alec Burks is doing there. Here comes Bullock there. I can see Mikal Bridges in that spot also. Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, and that type of thing. So Julius Randle is gonna be a key to us, man. And most of the stuff that you see him doing, he's going to end up doing that stuff from the center spot. So throughout all the talking, I know somebody mentioned it before, the center, like it's not really that big of a deal. We can function at the center. Mitchell Robinson is decent enough. I agree with that. But with the extra firepower that we got with Mikal Bridges, we're probably going to need to put OG and Mikal in the game together at the same time. Josh Hart could possibly come in there also with Julius. Add Julius at the center and Brunson out there. Now you got a nice little five that can defend, they can pass the ball, they can score. Even take Brunson out for a little while and just have Julius running the show with Mikal Bridges, OG. You got DiVincenzo and Josh. That's a nice little finishing crew there. especially if you want to give Brunson a little bit of time where you can give Brunson the last 6 minutes. You can really run that team together and really get some good basketball going here, man. So this is what I think is going to be our key to winning next year, man. Is what Julius Randle can bring to the table if he's healthy and if he could lock in passing the ball. It's not just all on Julius Randle, but as you can see, the skill set is there to find guys open. All the guys are going to have to move the ball and find an open man. I think that's going to be our strength. But as far as what Julius brings to the table at the center spot, I think that's going to be what's really going to fuck this league up. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to guard this. Like I'm just looking at it, I'm just imagining our current roster in a situation like this, and I just don't understand how any team can really fuck with us. Because not only are we going to play this way on offense, on defense, we're going to be locking down on defense. You know what I'm saying? So, so for fans that are worried about the center spot, if you're looking for like an answer for the center spot, I have no answers, man. But I think a good solution is not to worry about it. And I just think Julius Randle might be the one. As far as what Mitchell Robinson brings to the table, I don't want him playing no more than 20 something minutes per game, 23 minutes per game, the most, 22 minutes, something like that, something what he's been doing, you know? So like let's say Mitchell Robinson gets hurt or something like that. We could throw Jericho Sims in there for those same, 18 minutes per game. But best believe Julius Randle's gonna get his 35. Mikal Bridges should probably get close to 30 something also. OG should get 30 something. Josh Hart should get close to 30. DiVincenzo should even get 30 off the bench. So all those key players, those guys should play some heavy minutes, and in order to really get those minutes there, Julius is gonna have to play center. And that's the end of the podcast there, guys, man. So hope you guys enjoy. Your boy Eru is back in business, talking my Knicks stuff, whatever. Like I said, podcast is gonna be happening basically every day, man. I gotta get these thoughts out, get this content out for you guys, and because I really love it. That's number one. And it's time, man. Like I said, 43 days, I believe, until the start of the NBA season. So we got fantasy basketball coming up. We got so many other different things happening, man. So it's a lot to look forward to, man. So like I said, don't get too upset about us not having a center, because like I said, you're looking at the answer right here at center, Julius. Because I'm OG, Josh Hart. They're gonna have to get some reps at forward, man. Same thing with Mikal Bridges. Those three guys are gonna have to get reps at forward in order to make this work. You got DiVincenzo and Brunson. You also have Deuce McBride, and you got Tyler. You got a bunch of guys, man. Tyler Kolek. You got a bunch of guys that can really play this game. You know what I'm saying? So how else are our guys going to play if we don't stagger the minutes like this? So anyway, it's your boy Eru, the Knicks podcast, and the place to be. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got some new guys coming in. We just say what's up to some of these new faces that I've never seen before here. I see shout out to Damian Cox, man. What's up, Damian Cox? He says, trade Mitch Robinson for another center who could do damage on both ends. We'll see what happens, man. We're kind of at the end of the offseason, so it's not really much to really think about. I think a trade might happen during the season. I think that's my prediction. There's still an outside chance for a trade to happen now, before the season starts. But I'm really thinking for the Knicks to do something at the trade deadline. We're probably going to do something there. That's my take on that. Sour God. Sour God. He says, remember the Frank Nitty days? Yo, bro. You know how many arguments we had about Frank Ntilikina? It's such a waste of energy. I remember guys are getting really mad. Shout out to what's my man's name? I can't think of his name from MBK. He hasn't been around a while. If he's watching, I'm hoping that he's healthy, and I'm hoping that his wife is doing well too. Because both of them were dealing with health issues. Cornerstone Kev. Hopefully he's doing good. Him and his wife. But me and Cornerstone used to get so mad when you talk bad about Ntilikina. But now hindsight 2020, Ntilikina is basically out the league now, right? I don't know if he's still signed to Charlotte or wherever he's playing, but Frank Ntilikina is trash. It's not because the Knicks messed him up, it's because he literally is trash, fam. But it is what it is. You can't really take those things personal. The same way that I talk about Mitchell Robinson, I can still see how Mitchell Robinson can help us, but to talk badly about him, it's not shitting on him. I'm not a hater or anything like that. I'm just speaking from a basketball standpoint of how we can make these Knicks better. And it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for tuning in and stuff. I see Rod Smith saying great show. Appreciate you guys coming in. Survey 100 people. You're my peoples, man. Mike K came in there with the $5 already. Is a member also. So if anybody wants to become a member, you could do that. I'm gonna be trying to evolve that and see what I can do. As you guys see, man, let me make this screen a little bit bigger here. You guys see, I still got these things that I want to give away. They're still on my table. You know, they're collecting dust. Actually, gonna have to dust it off here. But I got some things here that I would love to give away to you guys. I'm gonna try to figure it out. Like I said, I took basically the whole summer off, so I owe you guys some things here. So eventually, I'm gonna get into it. You know, but I think I eventually might just keep it for a get together or something like that. So we'll see what happens. The season is fastly approaching, so I'm gonna try to figure that out. But anyway, man, thank you guys for tuning in for the pod. Thank you guys for coming in the chat. For new people that will pop in later on the replay and stuff like that. Please like, share, subscribe, and all this. I always forget to post that. Please like, share, subscribe, and all this other stuff, man. You know how we do. I love doing podcasts, man. So if you love doing podcasts, come keep tuning in. NBK all day. Shout out to my people. Shout out to Sim. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to Ron and John. Shout out to what's the name? Tony Crow. Shout out to the controversy also too. I haven't seen him do anything in a while, but he's always in my ats on Twitter and stuff like that, talking shit. But Josh is my guy. Anyway, I can continue to talk, but I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I definitely will see you tomorrow. Me and State, I believe, might be doing something this week also, man. So tune in for that. I think September 11th is the day that he told me, but it's September 11th, man. So we'll see how that goes. But me and State probably gonna do something this week, and like I said, gonna keep pushing this content out. But anyway, before I start talking up for another hour, I'll see you guys later, and peace. So let's take a look at the Die Hard Knicks theme song, and we can clap them cheeks on the way out. Peace.
Hero, I see you. Die Hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard, homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place, cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder that.